Hey, let's do the CLE report for the Beachland Ballroom and Tavern, one of my favorite places to go in Cleveland, such a legacy place. Now, people don't choose Beachland Ballroom and Tavern for calendar of music dates, but that's what they do. But you're like, that's why people come. Really, when you look at the reviews, which we did, and we analyzed the Beachland reviews, the biggest theme that came up was people say it's the relief of a night that actually delivers exactly what was promised. And you're thinking to yourself, boy, that's really vague. But honestly, that's what the reviews are saying. Yeah, the music's great. That's expected, right? But people are saying, man, I love that I go to a place that's going to deliver what I actually wanted, which was a real Cleveland night out. And the real job that Beachland Ballroom does is Clevelanders are tired of high price disappointment and sterile venues. Think about that for a second. There's a lot of sterile venues out there. Beachland is a old school, legit place. And people in Cleveland need a place where the sound is right, the beer is cheap, and the kitchen saves the night when they're running late. Beachland provides the rare win where the experience actually matches the anticipation. Again, this is taken from reviews. This is not made up. This is from what people are actually saying about Beachland. They want a place where the sound is right, the beer is cheap, and the kitchen saves the night, right? A rare win where the experience matches the anticipation. And if you look at the reviews for Beachland, you're going to see a lot of this kind of stuff. The sound quality is better here than the massive venues. That's a real win. The chicken strips and the tavern food actually save the night. People love their chicken strips. It's the place locals end up at more than anywhere else, right? You get a great show whether you're in the big room or the tavern. People are looking for consistency in Cleveland. They're looking for a cheap beer. They're looking for a good food, right? So why does this work? In a city that smells BS from a mile away, which is us, we're the most human city in America. Uh, you don't overpromise, right? You provide a gritty, high quality consistency that earns more shows here than anywhere else. That's what Beachland does. It's a badge of loyalty. More shows here than anywhere else. High quality consistency, gritty. Clevelanders value a place that serves a good meal and a loud show without the ego. They don't want the $16 drinks. They don't want to pay $25 to park. They go to Beachland because it's gritty, high quality consistency with good food. That is gold if you're the Beachland Ball. If you're watching this right now, you need to lean into that more. Now, there's language that you can actually use. If you were going to put the Beachland Ballroom on a billboard, here's what we came up with. We put as much care into the tavern kitchen as we do the soundboard. Your reviews are talking about how much they love the tavern kitchen and the sound, right? Lean into that if you're going to go get a Lamar billboard. Now, you're going to create content that mirrors how people feel, right? Use the data from the reviews and create content that mirrors how people feel, right? Show a view from the soundboard during the sound check, show a regular customer and staff at the bar, show pictures of the food, right? It's all basic stuff. It makes sense, but try to think about how people feel about you and mirror that back to them. Now, here are some things you should avoid. If you look at some of the not so amazing reviews, everybody has bad reviews. You can't avoid it. You should avoid these things. These weakened customer value and customer trust, letting the tavern food quality slip because people are just here for the band. Never let that happen. People are not just there for the band, they like the great food. Allowing the sound mix to become an afterthought in the smaller room. Always make sure that your sound is at the highest level. Never compromise on that. And losing the low ego, approachable vibe at the bar service, right? So people come to Beachland because of those things. If you start slipping on those things, that's when people quietly start to not show up, and that's death for a business. When people just quietly don't come, and you had 40 people at this time, and then you had 20, and then you had 10, right? That's quiet death for a business. So if you leaned into one thing, Beachland, if you're watching this, if you focused on reinforcing just one thing this year, it would be the reputation of being the most reliable night out in the city. Maybe you put that out on a billboard, right? Like Clevelanders love reliability. They love consistency. They love grit. And maybe that's one thing that you should start talking about in your social media and start talking about in your marketing is that you know what you're getting here. It's a night out where you're going to get great food, a cheap beer, great sound, and it's going to be consistent. And that's going to get people off the couch, right? Because you're competing with people who are competing. You're competing with Netflix. You're competing with Amazon. You're competing with someone going, I don't need to leave my house tonight. But if they know they're going to get that great food, if they know they're going to get that great sound, That's why you get them off the couch. Now, if you're watching this and you're a Cleveland business and you would like a personal review of your business, just go to letsgocle.com and you can order yourself up one of these CLE reports. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a specific report based upon the reviews for your business. You're going to get a custom report delivered by me, and you're also going to get a one-on-one meeting with me. We could do it in person at a coffee shop, or I can come to your office if you're close enough, or you can come downtown. I'm in the Flats. And basically, I'm going to do a private walkthrough and review all of the data that I came up with based upon your reviews. And I'm going to explain to you what it means for your specific business. And then I'm going to do custom action steps. I'm going to say, hey, here are the things that you can actually do. For example, things you could change in your marketing messaging, things you could do on social media, right? It's going to be real specific advice for you, tiny things that you can do to move the needle to make sure that you keep your doors open and get people going through. So just go to letsgocle.com if you want to get access to your own CLE report. I'd love to do one for you. It would be a lot of fun.